The other day, I watched this video, called about the LA riots, about how bad it was and how people reacted after they delivered the verdict on the 4 cops who beat up Rodney King. And one clip that really caught my mind was Rodney King in a defeated, hurt position. He just asked, "Can we all just get along?" Mind you, this was like during the aftermath of all the rioting, which caused even more racial tensions, not with just blacks and whites, but also Korean Americans in the area. I'm sure you've seen video clips of Korean store owners protecting their stores, shooting guns and whatnot. Yeah, such a simple concept, such a simple question. Can we all just get along? It reflects many things I've been seeing in the news lately, and I'm sure many people have too. Just a few months ago, the guy who shot up the gay nightclub in Orlando. And of course there was a terrorist attack on a mall in Baghdad. And of course the Black Lives Matter movement, where black people were senselessly shot down by police. And then they try to protest, but then even that gets misconstrued as a former guy in the military. He sniped down 5 police officers. So it's like an eye for an eye leaves the world blind. So violence with more violence. Yeah, that really gets your cause known. It's just sad because people dying left and right with no system in place, no just cause. I saw a video yesterday. There was like a white family and a black family at the store, and then I think someone from the black family accidentally bumped like the 15-year-old daughter of the white family, and I guess one of her parents says, "Watch where you're going, you monkey N-word." And of course you know how bad the N-word is. I remember back in the day, well, in middle school, I didn't know better. I threw it around willy-nilly, but then I got heavily reprimanded for it, rightfully so, because that word has like a nasty history of deaths and lynchings and racism. Yeah, so of course, just one simple accident. Instead of saying, "Excuse me," or "Let it go," or it gets escalated. People start yelling back and forth at each other, racial slurs. Like the black family calls like the white family like a honky or a cracker. Yeah, excuse these racial slurs, but I don't believe these are nowhere as offensive or has as strong a connotation as the N-word. What really struck me was when someone from the white family said, "My ancestors used to own your ancestors." Like, I thought we were past that. I thought we had wars about that. People died about that. They had movements, civil rights movements, Martin Luther King and whatnot, like the Emancipation Proclamation. Like, they want to keep living in the past? They want to keep bringing that up? Like, what for? That's not something you're proud of. That's not an argument you should make. Honestly, those were dark times in American history. Almost as dark as, let me think. Yeah, like the genocides of Native Americans. Hundreds and not thousands of them. It's not something you're proud of, something you want to bring up as a point to back up your argument, like as a point of superiority. Oh shoot, I think I'm lost. I'm gonna get back to the park. Yeah, so there was that, and I see a lot of those social experiment videos, and some of them are stupid, some of them are pranks, some of them are staged. But one that really caught my mind was this guy pretending to be homeless, and he was holding a sign that it simply says, "No one has ever gotten poor by giving away something." So he's dressed as a homeless guy and gives people in the street like $20. Yeah, so like pretend like homeless guy is giving you money, $20 at that. Of course, you would feel a type of way and you feel a bit flustered, like, no, why is he doing that? He needs a bit more than me. Yeah, and people have that reaction, and rightfully so. Some people, actually, from the video, none of them took the money. But one thing that really set me off was this guy. Yeah, he started getting belligerent and trying to start an altercation just because a supposedly homeless guy was trying to give him money. And then he started bragging about, oh, I drive this kind of car, or I have this kind of black, like S-Class black credit card or whatever, which is supposed to be higher than your standard credit card. And the one line that struck me was, I could own you. That's what he says. I don't remember the races of the individuals, like the guy who said it and the homeless guy. But that line, I could own you. How could you say that to anyone, you know? How could... I thought we were beyond that. We were better than that. We're trying to move past that. What happened to like human rights and equality and treat people the way you want to be treated and be nice to your fellow man? With a line like that, it just contradicts almost everything. How can you live with yourself knowing that another person's happiness, health, well-being is subjected to your control? Like, they're at your mercy. Like, you don't want, excuse my language again, but you don't want to be someone's bitch, so why would you want someone to be your bitch, you know? It's a terrible feeling, being in a helpless position, being in a position where you're dependent on someone, where you owe someone. Honestly, I wouldn't wish that position on anybody. So to honestly say that, oh, I could own you, that strikes a chord with me.